We're very much concerned about the impact on the free speech of Canadians on platforms that they're very used to having freedom on.
All we're asking for is more time and more consideration for the people who are going to be potentially very affected by this legislation. It's not being unreasonable at all.
And I think that's crucial to hear from groups like this going forward. So I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to that.
Imagine this, a censorship bill in this country was denied debate by the same censorship as we're going to see.
Well, I'm the for Rebel News. Last week, I went in front of Parliament to ask Liberals tough questions about their censorship bill, Bill C-11, that would give the power to the government to censor speech online. So today, I'm here to find out what exactly are Conservatives doing to fight back and push back against Bill C-11, and are they doing anything? What concrete actions are they taking? Let's go and ask them.
Well, I'm not as up to date, but I know we've been challenging it at committee. We've been proposing amendments, and we're very much concerned about the impact on the free speech of Canadians on platforms that they're very used to having freedom on. So we've been trying both within the House and at committee to make those changes.
Well, look, we've done everything we can to stop Bill C-11. There is numerous witnesses who are very, very knowledgeable about online content who have said categorically that this bill is going to censor them and be a detriment. We've had, I believe, 3 former CRTC commissioners say they don't want anything to do with this. What does that tell you? So, procedurally, the Liberals, with their friends in the NDP, had to put a programming motion through to pass this bill at 3 or 4 stages. At committee, at report stage, and at third reading. And then, to debate that motion, they even invoked closure last Monday. So they put a guillotine motion on top of a guillotine motion to ram the bill through. All we're asking for is more time and more consideration for the people who are going to be potentially very affected by this legislation. It's not being unreasonable at all. I don't know why the Liberals and the NDP feel the need to ram this legislation through.
Well, we're a little disappointed, obviously, where it's at, because I'm on the committee. We discussed it only since May 24th, and I think that's the issue that Canadians should realize, that we've had less than a month to go through this bill. There is some differences between C-11 and C-10 from last year. User-generated is the biggest topic, 4.2. We haven't got the specifics from the government. And the other one that kind of disturbs me is when they railroaded the bill through the House, and we're going to get it through the House this week. We now learn this weekend that the Senate will not bring it forward till the fall and not vote on it until November the 18th. So what's the rush? And I'll give you an example. APTN, the Aboriginal People's Television Network, was on the list to come. We have not heard from Diversity People, and this is one of the top networks for diversity in this country, and yet we have not heard from them in committee, and I think that's crucial to hear from groups like this going forward. So I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to that.
So look, we fought Bill C-11 all the way through. We've put forward amendments which were swiftly denied. They were denied the opportunity to even be debated. So imagine this, a censorship bill in this country was denied debate by the same censorship as we're going to see. Look, we want to see user-generated content out of the bill. We're going to continue fighting that, and we hope our colleagues in the Senate study this bill for what it is, because I think it's dangerous.
And I think it's just illegal to do that. It's not okay. It's like what the Soviet Union did with the Ministry of Truth.
It's certainly not okay. It certainly puts our Canadian content creators, people like you, in jeopardy. Look, the government doesn't understand the internet, and they can't regulate it as such. We've been clear on that. You can see every single one of our caucus members have, I think, spoken to this bill before they shut down and called something called time allocation, which I think is, again, censorship on a censorship bill. We're going to continue to fight it. I'm certainly going to vote against it, and we'll continue speaking out against it.
The motions have already been passed. The bill hasn't passed third reading yet. All we can do now is hope that the folks in the Senate do what they were going to do to Justin Trudeau when he used the Emergencies Act when he didn't need to, which is actually be a chamber of sober second thought because right now the House of Commons is being ruled by a consortium of extreme left-wing ideology, in my opinion, the NDP and the Liberals, who frankly have looked like the NDP ever since they've been elected in 2015. So most Canadians are in the center. This government is way over on the left.
Is there any chance that you're going to be able to give Rebel News more space in the future? Because I know before you wouldn't let it enter in your party, but I think we were able to have a civil conversation.
I'm not doing a lot of media now. You kind of caught me on the street coming back from an interview, but my goal is to always promote a balanced type of conversation. And if anyone wants to have a balanced conversation, generally I'm up for it. Have a good
Thanks.
day.
Have a good day, Mr. O'Toole.
Thank you.
So you saw it yourself. Here's what the Conservative MPs had to say to answer my questions on how they are pushing back against Bill C-11. I spoke to Warren Stanley off camera, and he told me that he is truly afraid of the Liberal NDP coalition because he does believe that together they might be able to pass a bill, and he counts on the Senate's help to shut it down as usual, since it is an unconstitutional bill. Thank you for watching. This was UMDS for Rebel News. Free speech matters to you, and if you want to help us fight back against C-11, the censorship bill introduced by Trudeau's government, strongly backed up by Mr. Pablo Rodriguez, please head on to stopthecensorship.ca and sign our petitions there.